It sounds like a didgeridoo.
And a didgeridoo to you. We're back.
And better than ever.
I'm Kelly.
Tamara.
And this is
GhoulBeans.
GhoulBeans.
How are you?
I'm great. This is a special episode of GhoulBeans because we're...
Two sheets to the wind, baby.
And what does that mean? It means that this ain't espresso.
It's just late, right?
It's late.
I didn't want coffee.
Sometimes you need something a little stronger. Get through the day. Well, at the end of the day.
Right.
Get through the day. It's
right.
Not great, but anyway, what's new? Spooky wise? I've not had anything spooky happen lately.
Okay.
I
I had one very minor spooky thing. It was just the timing of it was poor.
Tell me.
My partner flew to California on business, and we did not want them to go so bad. And then while they were packing, these really strong magnets that have never fallen fell off the calendar.
No.
And I was like, what the fuck just happened? Because I was walking past, and then I heard it fall, and I was like, what was that? And then I saw that it was one of these magnets. It's not a weak little magnet, friend. I had them at work, brought them home from work. Like, they would get stuck on my desk, and I'd have to, like, pull them to the corner to pull them off.
Oh, they're strong.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, you have to, like, slide it and pull it.
I hate that.
And then push pins were on the ground. We don't have a corkboard.
They're not your push pins?
Maybe at one point, they're just clear, regular push pins. And there was, like, 2 push pins. And I was like, are you going to die on the plane? Like, what the fuck is this trying to, like, make you... Because the whole time, they were having anxiety about every single time they fly. It's always, the plane's going to go down. You know, there's a colonial woman on the plane, I
can't explain that one.
And it's behind the curtain. That's so scary.
It, like, sounds like it's getting closer.
Yeah, call Matt, actually.
Matt. So, unfortunately, he's upstairs. And his phone's in the middle. And also my phone's recording.
Your phone's in the... I'll call him.
Boom, 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 boom.
You think he'll answer?
No, because I don't think he's near his phone.
We'll see. Hang on. We'll see. So explain to the pod what's happening and why we're scared.
So behind you, dear audience, is a nice red curtain to try and block out some noise in our beautiful new studio. Hey,
we're scared. Can you come to the basement?
Scared?
There's a sound that's happening that I don't even want to say what it sounds like because I'll get more scared. No, it sounds like clapping.
Ew, what? No.
No.
That last one sounded like it was making fun of how we clapped. Oh, thank God, that's you. I can hear you coming down the steps. Okay, wait, come. Okay, I'll see you in a second. No, it like got closer and was like,
I didn't hear clapping.
okay.
I'll kill him.
You bitch.
Really
Okay, so there's like a
I wonder if it's like the chip bags falling or something.
Did they fall?
Well, not falling, but like moving, you know?
one of them. No, but the last one got closer for sure.
It did sound like it was getting closer, which I didn't love.
Like, and not by like a little bit, significantly closer.
Which is so funny because I do not ever feel spooky in this basement. Like, ever.
No, but I do feel spooky in your movie room.
And I don't feel spooky anywhere in here.
Wait, let's wait for it to happen. Let's see if it happens.
Boom, boom, boom. You're in my room to spend the night together.
Like, genuinely, what could that have been?
Well, we opened boxes, so there's debris on the table, and then we moved the chips, which I'm not saying like is the best answer, but I have like
there's some possible explanation.
Well, it's just so cold down here, and like I don't know. I guess I just like I feel like it could have been the bags. What I don't love is that it did keep sounding like it was like slowly getting closer.
That last one sounded like it was a foot outside the curtain.
It sounded like it was directly outside the curtain. Shared delusion. I mean, we got
that's the alternate name of this podcast. Thanks, Matt. Sorry we made you come down here.
Thanks, Matt.
Pockets full of marbles. This man. I hope so bad that doesn't happen again.
Instantly, it's gonna clap like right here.
And I will
poop.
No, I've trained my body. Like, I'll just die. This is strong. This is a canned drink. It's a canned mango margarita. I'll let you guess the brand.
It's 12% alcohol content.
12.5.
Mine was 8.
Girl, 5.
Oh, I'll have to get another one.
Midway.
I'll have to get another one. So I guess something spooky did happen to me.
Yeah. Yeah. That was my little spooky thing. And then they flew to California and they're fine.
Maybe the ghost is like slowly trying to give you your stuff back. You know, I was like taking it.
Well, yep. We found a bag of cotton balls that had been totally gone. Mariela was like convinced that the cotton balls, she was
put $1 in the jar.
For me it's $1. For me it's $1.
Wait, what do I have to do?
You're putting like a nickel.
Oh,
yours should be like a quarter.
Yeah, I'll do a quarter. You can do a quarter.
Yeah, okay.
Come on.
There's about $6 in that bitch. What was I saying?
What was I saying? Oh, cotton balls. They were convinced.
Oh, yeah. They were convinced that the cotton...
Oh, my God. It's Pride Month. You have to put $1 in.
Oh, true! And their birthday is on Friday.
Oh, my God.
I know. It's $1. It's quadruple the crime. And, yeah. And then I just found them.
Where?
Where we looked.
I hate that.
Well,
like, that's not fair.
It's not fair, and it makes me feel like there's a squatter in my home.
Which is worse.
Come on now. Way worse. But there's no the squatter lives upstairs. Like,
it's mellow.
Yeah, it's mellow. But yeah, that's kind of low-key been happening, actually.
Getting your stuff back. Okay.
Yeah,
We're waiting on the weed. We're waiting on the weed.
She smoked it.
It's gone.
It happened again. I'm going to wait with the curtain open, see if it happens again.
I really don't feel like it's spooky. Grand reveal.
I get like sucked in.
I would die. It just happened.
Yeah.
Is it the chip bags?
No.
Vindication? I just want everyone on the podcast to know Tamara's doing exactly what you don't do in a movie, and she's following the noise.
I was like, when I was doing standing there, like, damn, like, what if it's just this thing ripping out the wall? And then, like, in the middle of us, it's just, whoa. I would have a heart attack.
I would be so sad.
Devastating. You have so much glassware.
I know. Did you pinpoint the noise?
No. It happened again while I was out there.
It happened directly in your face, and then it was like, I can't.
It's shy. That's fine.
Okay. It is unnerving just that because the curtain's closed.
I know.
Like, if there were noises and it was open, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
It's purely
Well,
the
but
spook factor of,
no.
like, it being a separator.
But also, I was sitting here and the curtain was open, and I was like, it is still scary.
Is it?
Like, yeah, because if you're sitting here with the curtain open and, like, a noise happens, it's just like, what do you, like.
Right, like, hello?
Right.
Oh, man. Well, hey, you know what? If it feels spooky only while we record, I'm okay with that. It has not
and
ever
that,
felt spooky down here to me.
No, and that used to be the vibe, was that it would be a little spooky when we recorded.
That's true. Yeah, that's fair. It's our little podcast ghost. Perfect. Okay. I'm trying to think if anything else happened.
Were you anywhere? Because you don't feel spooky in the house.
I don't feel spooky in the house.
Were you at your mama's?
No.
What about you? He said some crazy shit.
We can't put that. We can't air that. I don't know if it comes to me.
Okay.
What are we doing today? We're drinking Schmelka Schmal.
We already said that.
Where are we?
Are we?
What are we doing?
we just no. It's cars.
Cars. We
Life
like
is a highway.
And there was
Ow.
also
All night
night
long.
long.
We're talking about ghosts in your car.
That's what we're talking about. Have
We
you ever
literally-
had a ghost in your car?
No. But I've been cursed with bad cars.
Mm.
But actually, the curse's name was Debbie, my mom. I really the first car I wanted it so bad. I was 18, between 18 and 20,
Yeah.
19. Gonna spend my money on this car and like all of my money. And then also like, because you had to buy the plates and all that shit, your first car.
Yeah.
And she talked me out of it because she wanted to spend all my money, and she had me buy this other car, and Gertie was fucked up on day 2.
Was Gertie the cube?
No, that was the Cube.
What was Gertie?
Gertie was a Hyundai Accent.
First car reveal. Ooh la la.
Bitch, it was like a 2003 Hyundai Accent.
What
or
does
something.
that look like? Show me an
It looks
accent.
like the most.
Hyundai car. Hyundai?
It's just a sedan, like
Yeah.
a default sedan.
Okay, I do feel like I know what it is.
Yeah, and it was like a ugly color. And literally the second day I drove it, started getting fucked up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it lasted. I'm not joking. Genuinely, a year and a half.
Oh, so you wasted all your money anyway.
Yeah.
Great.
And when I took it to wherever to be like, something is wrong with it. Or I took it back to them and I'm like, this is day 2 and something's happening.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. The next week they were completely gone.
They're onto us.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Literally all the cars gone. The shit scratched off the door, like gone.
That's crazy. I would
Bro.
have a moment where I'd be like,
I'm not joking. I was in shambles. I was in my room in the throes of misery. Like, I actually can't even talk about it because I'm gonna.
so sorry.
No, it's okay. Oh my god, we've had a car thing. Cuba Road.
Cuba Road. No. You know what our car thing
But that's one.
was when we went to that campground and we were recording in the car.
Oh, I'm getting spooky tears.
Yeah.
I blacked that out.
Literally.
For the people of the pod who've recently joined, because we've had new followers.
Yeah. We're up and
We
coming.
say that like it's surprising. Like, we have a lot of new people, and that was like 2 Octobers ago. We went to Potato Creek in Indiana.
very spooky ooky.
They were being really loud, and so
Yeah.
we got in the
They
car.
were disrespecting the process.
Like, truly.
As all 3 of them do when they get together.
and did not give a shit how many times we were like, guys, you're too loud.
No. They were like, we're camping. Fuck you and your podcast.
Mind you, we went there for GhoulBeans.
But yeah, no, we did have a car thing. That was spooky. Cuba Road was spooky. But yes, I think like the idea of like jump scare, looking in your rearview mirror, nightmare material.
I was in the car when I got struck by lightning.
I was in a car when I got struck by lightning.
Right on the top. There was a little...
Interesting. Mine was, I think, like on the hood. It was like the whole car, like the windshield, like was bright white, and then all my electrical turned off. Like the car was still running.
Oh,
but
you were
like,
driving.
Yeah. But like the radio, the clock, all of that went dark.
You weren't like, were you on the road?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was in the car waiting for my mom. I was pretty young, and I was like, it had started raining, and whatever. Literally, lightning hit the top of the car while I was in it, and the whole thing lit up like blue and white.
Yeah.
But the car wasn't on.
You know what's weird? And I'll have to ask Sheila this. It was like there was no rain. It was like a sunny day. But like we both were in there, and like the car lit up white.
It might have been like heat lightning.
Maybe.
Overcast.
Yeah, I'll have to ask her if she
Interesting.
remembers. Right? I'm
Because
like, did I hit
this
a
is-
celestial being?
This is all gonna get cut. There was when can I ask you when this was?
I think I was in like high school.
Oh, you were in high school.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I remember there being literally this is just us talking now.
We're just
20
getting to know each other.
15 there was a insane heat lightning storm in the hills and / Crystal Lake, and I remember like people were coming out of their houses to see it. It like ended up being like a event or something.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was huge over like Karasotis. I'm 100.
I love that though. So I'm also
It's the Sears Tower. It's Karasotis.
right.
Yeah. It like was like
I'm 100.
we were in the Dominic's parking lot, literally facing the Karasotis, and the giant heat lightning cloud was just hovering over Karasotis, and it was zapping like crazy. And I was with he who shall not be named. And we were just watching it, and I was like, I wonder if I'm just thinking that now. I'm like, I wonder if it was that same day.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think so.
And it wasn't raining at
in high
all. It
school.
was dry. Oh, I was 2015. I was 2 years out of high school.
I'll have to ask her. If she remembers.
But I graduated the year before me.
I did, because I graduated early to travel, and I traveled to MCC. Classic. Because I remember I was just like, did we just get struck by lightning? And she was like, I think so. And I was like, but it's not.
It's also possible that your car had an electrical event.
But it was so bright, like around it. Like it literally.
Maybe you changed dimensions.
Maybe.
Change timelines.
Well,
Well, you don't know what you don't.
That's true. We don't know. And what if it's still Sarasota back there, though?
It is. Have you had an experience in a car?
Write in at ghouulbeanspodcast@gmail.com.
What happened? I'd love to read about it.
I want it to be paranormal, preferably, but
True. But like, I'll just read your business if you share it. But also, if you want us to read it, we will. If you don't want us to read it, we won't.
yeah, if you just want us to know about it, that's cool.
That's
We
cool.
love that. Okay.
There were a ton of stories.
There were. I'm very excited.
Because I was looking up things like rear view, back seat, highway.
Stop. Okay, I'm scared for yours. I said car, and I was like, let's get into it. Okay, this is from Ghost Tattoo Girl. I feel like we could get along. But I'm just like, this is my experience.
It's you.
I was driving, and all of a sudden it was very bright. Man in my car. I want to preface this story by saying I am huge into the paranormal. Clearly, or I wouldn't be on this thread. I've been having paranormal experiences since I was little. I love ghosts, have ghost tattoo, named my cat Boo, adorable, have multiple ghost hunting tools, etc.
You're a real ghost hunter.
Yeah, they're more qualified than us.
Literally.
I have been ghost hunting everywhere from Savannah, Georgia to California.
Tea.
It's my passion. Oh, that's cool. The paranormal or unexplained stories I have are endless, and most of them are harmless, but one night made me stop looking for the paranormal for some time. This is the story of that night. I typed my story into my notes the night it happened. May 8th, 2020, 10 p.m. Oh, ghost hunting during COVID? That makes sense. Were we a podcast during COVID? Not yet.
2022.
Beautiful. We had a lot of time to go ghost hunting. I feel like we did. That's when we got really into Randonautica for a little bit.
Yeah, 2022. And we took 2024 off.
We sure did. I took 2024 off from reality a little bit there. Tonight I saw a ghost. Here's the story. Believe what you want. That's in your notes app. Like, she said these are her notes from that night. I got in my car to go pick up my little sister from her friend's house. It's about 8 minutes away. I got to my car like normal, started up, start to drive to her house. It's important to know that immediately when I got in my car, it felt off. I chalked it up to the fact that I was 15 driving a car without a license, but couldn't brush it off. Because of the unsettling feeling I had, I never turned any music on or drove in silence. I feel like you're feeding into the unsettling.
Okay. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
When I would get nervous, I have to turn the music down to see and hear.
I do get that.
Oh, okay.
I feel like if I'm feeling spooky, I prefer to have noise on.
No, I need to be like in control of the situation.
Gotcha.
So, and I will let you get through the story.
I'm liking this.
I'm into this. When we saw the glowing blue man driving home from paranormal activity.
Okay. I was like, I am so sorry.
No, remind me of the glowing blue man.
I would just love a flashback.
It's a refresher. Yeah, when my mom almost hit a glowing we share that memory. Mm-hmm. We reminisce about it very briefly because we do get scared again.
Very, and then we stop.
Yeah. All of the music was on, and then after that, it was off, and we were quiet in the car.
That's fair. I feel like after something spooky happens, silence is like, let's collect ourselves. It's like if you're feeling like the tension, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't want to sit here in silence.
Put on Call Me Maybe. And I need to like chill.
Literally.
Like tensions are high. Where is Carly Rae Jepsen?
I know exactly what you want to hear.
Hey, I just met you. And this is crazy. When we were in the car in Cuba Road by the railroad, all the music was off.
Sure was.
And we were just sitting there staring into the forest, hoping we didn't see anything.
That was so scary.
Freight train passing.
That is terrible. The evolution of like, I'm scared, let me stare directly at what might be.
That's what it is. I
hate it though.
I think that primitive monkey lizard brain comes out and we're like, I have to find it before it finds me. Or it's found you already. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You're in primitive mode of like, for self-preservation.
I know, but I don't like it.
Sorry.
It happens when I'm driving, like, and I'm usually the driver, but when I'm passenger and we're going like at night through woods, I'm like constantly looking in there. I'm like, I would hate to see something. It's like, I don't have to look.
No, girl, and I live my life in the passenger seat. So I'm constantly head on a swivel, surveying everything.
It's my job to see the spooky thing and freak out.
I bet you my dad would agree with me, though, that it is my job
to
find and avoid the scary thing.
So funny, though. I just feel like while you're driving, easier to avoid it if you don't see it, right?
Unless it's approaching.
Well, yeah, if it's approaching. I'm like worried I'm going to see like the ghoul in the trees, and it's like I don't have to. It would probably prefer I didn't.
No one wants you to see.
Don't say stuff like that.
So sorry, we really drifted. It's
driving.
2020. She's driving.
Unsettling feeling. Drove in silence. I wanted to be extra careful and aware of my surroundings. So I could have just said that. It's also important to know me and my best friend always say flashing lights or lights flickering in general because of a past experience are a warning. Fair. So I'm driving through the neighborhood I've been in a million times. Out of the corner of my eye, I see this porch light like turn off and on, and I say out loud, "Okay, I see you." I don't really think much of it and continue on my way to my sister. Eventually, I came to this stop sign, and the street light above me turns off completely and on again and off again. I freeze, staring at the light, take a deep breath, and keep driving. I take a turn on the street the house is on. Out of the corner of my eye, I see someone's garage floodlight flashing so fast, like the light bulb is about to blow.
Ooh.
I look out of my driver window to look at it while I'm slowing down. My head is out the window and I'm rolling to a stop. I am so caught off guard. Suddenly, out of the corner of my eye, I see someone sitting behind my passenger seat in the car. My heart froze and I take a double check. What I saw, I take a double take to check what I saw, so I stop my car completely in the middle of the road and turn all the way around. Clear as day, a man sitting in the back seat of my car, and I can describe him very clearly.
Oh, she could draw him.
From memory, babes. His head was down, but he had blonde hair parted to the side that looked like Ryan Gosling in Crazy Stupid Love.
Oh, well, hang on now.
His arm was resting on the armrest of the door. I can't remember his clothes, just that his eyes were so sunken in. His whole face, in fact. He had a really long pointed nose and bushy eyebrows. He was very, very, very tall because his knees were up so high they were basically at his chest. And he didn't say anything, but I could see his chest rise and fall. Like this man is sitting in your back seat.
The legs are so disgusting.
Yeah. He's both comfortable and very unsettling.
Oh, he's like, I mean, potentially with his knees to his chest, like feet on the seat.
Could be, or just like he's so tall,
Tall
that his
and
knees
unnatural.
Are still yeah.
It has to be. There's no thing about Matt sitting in car. His knees are not flecked to his fucking chest.
Right. Unless your seats are on the ground. He was there, and I could see every detail of him. There was no way it was my imagination. And I looked at him for what felt like hours when it was probably only 15 seconds. And suddenly, he was gone. Didn't see him float away or anything like that. Just wasn't there anymore. I parked my car in the middle of the street and got outside to look at the inside of my car for someone. I was so confused and convinced a living, breathing man was just in my car. The worst thing was the way he made me feel. I've seen ghosts before, and from my experience, they don't acknowledge me or give off bad energy, but he did. When I looked at him and time froze, I felt like I was in danger. I felt like he wanted to hurt me. It was malevolent. I got back into my car and continued to drive to my sister. Picked her up, and we left. I was holding back tears and shaking like a leaf. The thing was, I knew deep down the whole drive something was off and I wasn't alone the whole time, and that the lights were indeed a warning. This man scared me. I came home and broke down in tears trying to tell this story. Again, believe what you may, but this was real.
You got back in the car to start driving. I would have been driving like this. And punching in the back at all times.
Oh my God.
Because what the fuck? I don't know if I could get back in the car.
I know. Ugh. She said that now since this happened, I've been to a medium and sold the car. I stopped ghost hunting for a while. Now I'm back and so excited. If you want to hear any of my other stories, I'm happy to share. I got chills. That was bad.
Being able to describe him so well is really spooky.
I like really hate that actually. Like I wonder, I don't know. And it's weird because it's like
she might have passed over something that has him there.
Well, I'm wondering because she felt it when she first got in her car and then the whole drive. Because I was thinking, yeah, like maybe that street something and he just like whatever. But I wonder if maybe like,
and he just like whatever. He just shows up.
Like maybe like while ghost hunting, he like hopped in or something.
Oh, yeah. I think I have one like that.
Yeah. I saw a lot of comments. I have one too.
She brought something home.
Yeah. And people are like, whenever I go to the cemetery, I always say like, get out. No one's driving home with me. And I'm like, damn.
Ew. I have one from Reddit user Virginia Rose 0034. It's called The Long Road on E. Damn.
That's not my memoir.
The Long Road on E. Except it's like ecstasy. She gave us a note and said, I've posted on here before. The music stayed at grandma's, I think was the title, which described events that mostly happened in my family after a ghost tour gone wrong. This one happened just to me and is the only other weird thing that I've ever personally experienced, although my family has passed on some stories about their experiences to me, which I might post later. I figured Halloween would be a good time to relive it.
Ooh.
Again, I altered some locations to keep myself and my family anonymous. At the time, I was living in Georgia. My home was near Richmond Hill, and I was working as a lifeguard near Hinesville. which is about 45 minutes away. It was the middle of the summer, and I had a later shift ending around 9 p.m. and stayed in Hinesville until about 1 a.m. hanging out with coworkers before heading home. Now, to give you some context, at the time, I had a 4-door Honda CR-V, which is the car that Mariel's mom has.
Okay,
That,
great.
like, icy blue one.
Oh, yeah.
Also, between Hinesville and Richmond, there's pretty much only one road of nothingness, except for one creepy house that, of course, according to some of my friends, was rumored to be a cult house where this family lived secluded away from everyone. At night, that stretch of road gets really dark, all caps. There's not a lot of traffic or street lights, and without a moon in the sky or a light of your car, you'd pretty much be blind until sunrise.
I'm staring at you from this.
Me too. I'm looking at you. Actually, that's helpful so we're not just like this all the time. Well, it was around 1 a.m. and I was heading home. Stupidly, I had forgotten to get gas before I left and was close to E. I was nervous, but I figured I could make it home. I had made it about 5 minutes out of Hinesville before I got a feeling that someone was watching me from the back seat. The feeling was so strong that I slowed down. I know I should have stopped, but there was no traffic except for me. Switched on my phone light and physically turned around and looked in my back seat. It was empty.
Okay.
I turned back around, but the feeling stayed and was getting worse, like someone was full on glaring at the back of my head, wanting me to notice them.
I hate that.
Yeah, it gets worse.
Okay, great.
Because I have the worst luck, at that moment, my gas tank light came on, and my tank hit the E mark, and I was 30 minutes from home. At this point, I started freaking out. I can't tell you why I thought this, but I just knew if I ran out of gas, I was going to be stranded on the side of the road and something bad would happen to me. It doesn't seem logical, but it honestly felt like someone or something was in my backseat staring at me with just this incredible hatred and will hurt me if my car stopped. They would get their way. So I did the only thing I could think of. I clenched both hands to the wheel and started praying and begging God to let me just get to my house before my car ran out of gas. That's too real.
Yeah.
It's too real.
If you're in the throes and you're like,
please,
only Jesus can help.
Now, I know this sounds insane, but maybe there's some sort of weird technical explanation for this, but I don't know how much about cars. But I swear, as I was asking it to make it to my house, I watched my gas light go off and watched my gas tank meter go up a quarter tank. Again, not saying God's not real. If you like him, I love him. Okay. But Gertie, my older car, had that same thing where it would say that there was no gas.
Yeah.
And then, like, you'd go a little bit and then the gas thing would go up.
Yeah, no, I think, like, there's, like, I don't know what it is. I picture it like a little bobbin, and it, like, fuels, and, like, sometimes it can get stuck or whatever. I don't really know that there's a bobbin in there, but
there's,
whatever.
like, sensors.
Yeah, and sometimes I know that mine, like, is not always accurate. Like, sometimes it's actually lower, and sometimes it's not. But quarter tank's crazy. Like, quarter tank's a lot to go up from empty. So, again, like, could happen.
Yeah. Or it was Jesus. The drive felt like forever. I made it back to the town I lived in, and the minute I passed a sign saying I was now in Richmond Hill, my meter went back down to E, and my gas tank light came back on, and it stayed like that for 5 further minutes, and I made it to my driveway. The next morning, I talked to my mother about it. For some reason, she thought about that thing in my back seat.
I'm so sorry, what?
She theorized that it might have been my grandpa, who passed away a year earlier and had Alzheimer's.
Why would he be so mad at you?
She theorized that he was coming to check on me, but had scared me because he was still confused in the afterlife. I don't agree. My grandpa was a very loving person, and even with his memory, he couldn't remember my name. He still remembered me. Rather than saying my name, he said T-ball. He had been my T-ball coach when I was really little.
Aww.
Personally, I feel like whatever it was, it was attached to the road, and it was entirely negative. Either way, I never felt it again, and my car never repeated the gas tank trick. Though after that, I started hanging a cross on my rearview mirror just in case.
Bitch, I would too.
I just think, like,
He filled that tank for you.
the tank hitting E and you have just experienced that is, like, worst case scenario.
Yeah, and, like, I'd almost be afraid to go home with like that feeling still there, you know, like you're driving it to your residence.
But there's no, what are you going to do?
Right. You run to your home and hope that it's buckled and stuff. This is called Someone in My Backseat from Emerald Nightshade. This experience happened to my aunt and mom before I was even a thought of. My mom and dad were just starting to date at the time. I will tell it as it was told to me many times over the years. My mom and aunt, you'll see her in a lot of the stories as H, did everything together. They even worked together. On their days off, they'd just get in my mom's car and just ride around. We still do this, by the way, one of my favorite things. One particular day, they got several calls on the CB radio, this was back in the 60s, from friends or family they'd pass asking them who all they're riding around with. Everyone knew that they took others on their rides. Of course, it was just the two of them. They didn't understand why people were getting upset and asking why they'd lie about something so insignificant as who was in the car. My dad even called on the CB and got really upset because they didn't ask him to go for their ride. It was a sister's thing, and yet they had some other dude with them. He assumed it was H's boyfriend or something. So my great aunt ended up behind them, really small town in the South, and asked, "Can y'all pull over and come back to my car and help me with something?" Kind of confused, but willing to help, they said, of course, and they did so. When they get back to the great aunt's car, she said, "Is something going on? Why don't you want anyone to know you have someone in your car?" Thinking maybe they were being forced or some such, right? Mom, getting pissed at this point, said, "For crying out loud, no one is in the damn car, look," and turned and point only to see some guy in their back seat.
What the fuck?
They swore he wasn't in there before and that he must have sneaked in when they were getting gas or something, but they didn't see him at all. They figured he must have been down in the floor or something hiding. So they radioed over to get the guys to come in and check it out. This whole time, the guy didn't even fidget. Some big buff guys, friends and family, came over and figured they'd give this guy a what for sneaking in this car, and went up and pull the dude out. When they got to the car, he wasn't there. They came back to ask where he went, but looking back at the car, he was still there. One of the guys actually got into the back seat where you could plainly see this dude, and no one was in the car. From outside the car, you could see both of them in the back seat, but on the inside, it was only him. Now, growing up hearing this, I started to think this has to have grown in the retelling, right? This is purely impossible. So at different times, I contacted each person who were involved in this, and they each told me the exact same story from their point of view. Can't explain any more than they could. This only ever happened in their cars. It happened in my aunt's car, too. And only if it was only one or both of them in the car. This was the first time it happened, but it happened several times after. The dude could never be seen inside the car, only from the outside. There's another story to this, too. I'll add if anyone's interested. This one is so long already. ETA just talked to my aunt and said that occasionally they could see the guy in their rear view mirror, but not every time. Not even a lot of the time. Usually they couldn't see him at all inside the car. She said he wasn't anyone they recognized. That's so horrible.
Someone's haunted.
They have to both be haunted, right? Like, to me, I'm like, okay, so who's someone on your family that could have been like
into some shit?
I think like the idea of that guy crawling, like getting into the car and seeing both of them sitting there, and then that guy just like being in an empty car, like that really grosses me out.
I have questions. Like, what if you like reached out your hand to like touch the empty space?
Right. Like, did it feel different?
Did it feel fine when you were in the car? I have follow-up. That's the problem with these stories. Like, I can't have any answers.
Yeah. I wonder if it was the car too. Like, I wonder if that was their car or whatever. Spooky.
If that's the first time it happened, I would guess that it's them, not the car.
Me too. Well, and then especially like it happened in both of their cars and to both of them. Ugh.
Right. This one's called An Uber Passenger Story. I did like rideshare. I used to drive for Uber and pick. Oh, this is from Reddit user. They deleted. Not a Reddit user. I used to drive for Uber and picked up a lot of very interesting passengers. This one, oh my God. That's what I kept meaning to say, imagine you drive rideshare and there's people who are just like into some shit or hoping to curse you or like.
Oh my God, that's terrifying.
This one in particular, and I spoke of ghosts while I took him where he was going. This is what he told me. Also, I can't remember where he told me I can't remember where he told me this took place, but I feel like it had been down the hollers of either Kentucky or Tennessee. Here's a good rule of thumb. If someone tells you not to go in a basement, don't go in the basement.
Fair.
He told me of his grandparents' old house where he saw an old woman standing in one of the upstairs windows a handful of times. The house was well over 100 years old and stood by itself in the holler. As I said, it was very secluded. He said his grandmother was always walking around outside the house praying. He never asked why. He told me back in the early 1900s there was occult activity in the area, specifically where that house was. For a short period, some cult types lived in the house and somehow got a hold of his grandfather's sister. They kept her captive, tortured her, and used her for cult reasons. Eventually, she died because of it. She was in her 30s when it happened, and my grandfather doesn't talk about her much. The grandparents moved back to the house and had to deal with the activity that went on there, and the basement was a place they didn't bother going. He said it was more of a dirt floor cellar. One of his brothers decided one time to go down there with some others. They all claimed they saw a small black mass hanging from the bottom of the steps. It had dull red eyes. It was instantly on his brother's back.
Ooh.
When they all ran from the basement, the brother had claw marks and scratches all over his back, and they never went back down there. So remember, kids, when someone gives you a warning like that, listen.
That person's just telling you that, and my dumb ass would be like, do you have any ghost stories?
Of course you would say that.
And that's the start of a scary movie where I do not make it as a rideshare person.
They're like, boy, do I. And they start mumbling Latin.
Yeah, they're like, you're in one. Pirates of the Caribbean style.
Yeah. You're in one.
Okay, this is from Serious Brain Issues. Nearly crashed my car. Ghost or mental illness? Help. T. I just want to know if this is a mental illness or real paranormal activity. So recently I was driving down the road, probably around 11 p.m. with my daughter in her car seat, under 2 years old, to pick up her mother from work. While driving down the road with music playing and one window down, I am always glancing in the windows and mirrors just to be aware of the road and everything around me. Regularly checking my windows and mirrors, I glanced twice at my rearview mirror, and the second time what I saw almost made me swerve off a road and hit a tree.
You love a rearview mirror.
I don't love it. That's my scary...
That's one of your scary tropes that you hate.
It is, and so that's why I looked for it. I looked in the mirror and saw a ghostly woman with long black hair, fair skin, and dark eyes looking down at my baby in the child seat, and then one eye side face towards me, hair covering half her face, looking right at me in the mirror. After almost swerving off the road, I regained control of the car and looked straight ahead and told myself inside my head, don't freak out, don't freak out, don't look yet, don't look. After a couple of seconds, I glanced in the mirror because my child's back there and she's gone. I instantly look back ahead and I'm scared but glad she's not there. Then instantly I turn around and feel around my back seat flooring and to make sure it's not a real person hiding behind the back seat.
Everyone is so brave to just like touch with their raw hand.
And I'll be honest, I have done that. I've had like a weird feeling in the back, but I will say...
Or would you touch a warm, meaty body?
And I don't know what I do at that point. It's like opening that curtain and then there's a man standing there and it's like, well, I didn't think you'd actually be here. I'll be honest. This is a super big bummer for me.
Sir, I have OCD. I was doing this for myself.
This was actually supposed to make me feel better. You've really fucked me up.
I've actually regressed in this moment.
You know, I'm going to tell my therapist about you.
Therapist? I'm telling the cops.
I'm going to tell them too, but just so you know, you'll be talked about more than that. There was nothing there and I returned to driving to pick up my wife. Surprisingly, this is not the only thing that's been happening lately. There are even incidents my wife has been having around our house now too. Doors moving, roof ladder hatch slamming randomly, even after I check how heavy the hatch was to make sure it couldn't be the wind. Then screwed it straight into the wood so it technically can't move in the wind. What makes me question if it's mental illness is the fact a year ago, while I was driving down the road in the morning time around 8 a.m., it sounds like a woman in my back seat had just yelled into my ear while I was driving down the road and almost caused me to swerve into oncoming traffic. But again, after regaining control, I grabbed the volume knob to turn it down in case it was my speakers, but my volume was not even at 10. Instantly, I realized it wasn't music and look around the car to see if there was someone else outside, and there were barely any cars around. Instantly, I'm on edge now and paranoid while driving to work and worrying if I'm going crazy. I mean, it sounds like you have a ghost woman problem, not a mental illness problem.
Yeah. I was thinking too, I was like, damn, does this person have schizophrenia?
Right, and that's what they're worried about. But like,
well, shit, I'd be worried.
But
you're having some encounters, brother.
But the wife's also having some encounters. And so unless it's group schizophrenia, you know what I mean?
It's joint delusion once more.
Right. You know, and maybe that's the answer.
Thanks for joining.
No, okay. Let's play back.
Sure.
You're driving.
Yep.
You hear a baby. You look in the rearview mirror. You see a woman, and she's like ring style, like. You're not looking at me.
I know. I saw you in the mirror. I was slamming on my brakes, throwing my
fists.
I'm slamming on my brakes, putting that bitch in park, and like I'm going rummaging through my fucking back seat. Yeah. And then I'm calling somebody to come. I must not know Mariel, because Mariel would come to rescue me. Like, I
First
don't have
of all,
to.
They're driving.
Right. One, they're driving. Two, I'm in the backseat throwing hands with this bitch.
You're in the backseat. This woman's actually sitting next to you.
I'm wringing her neck. Like, she's not making out of there undead.
So
you?
I crash and die.
Yeah,
honestly.
Okay. Yeah, fair.
Is it worse to see that, or while you're driving, out of nowhere, a woman screams bloody murder in your ear?
The first one is not as bad. The second one's worse.
The scream?
Yeah, because then I could kill myself and somebody driving.
Right. And I'll be honest, like, if I'm like concentrating on turning and there's a lot of traffic and like the person next to me goes, "Ooh," like I'm like, what happened?
Oh, okay. Do you get full of rage?
I generally feel rage after a large fright. I either feel giddiness with my adrenaline or it's anger, which I don't know what giddiness is in fight or flight, but
the come down for you, definitely I could see like what you're saying, like what? And then like, why would you do that?
100%.
Yeah.
You must have been in the car with me. But yeah, no, I think that because I get scared like when someone, and it's not just like but like if someone's like, "Hey," like, or like, "Wait," and it's like, "What? You had to do that, right?" They're like, I don't want to kill us. I don't want to kill them. Like,
so I don't normally because Mariela's driving. Normally I don't go like just like what is that called? Interjection.
Driving? Oh,
like
yeah,
I'm not like, no, I'm front seat driving, bitch. But I will, like, I know that that's not how they can receive. Like, I'm watching a car almost hit us. I'll go, that car's gonna hit us. Yeah. I'll say the whole sentence.
Yeah.
And so now they're like, you know, as opposed to in the beginning when I'd be like, babe, and they'd get pissed. And I'm like, okay, well, I have to, no matter what, I was still right to say something because we would have died. So, like, I will work on my delivery as long as you still stop. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's so interesting. I mean, I'm sure this is a well-studied phenomenon of, like, somebody panicking and then rage being the response because we don't like to feel, who likes to feel panicked?
No one.
So the response is like, oh, like, I don't like to feel like that. I mean, that's not what you're saying, but, like, that's what we mean, really.
Yeah, it's like, why would you make me feel that way?
But I remember, I have this memory. of this is like unpacking with the beans of
Packing peanuts. No.
it was just me and my mom in the cube. And one day I was like, Mom, I don't think I've ever heard you like scream.
Yeah.
Like scream. And she was like, I remember she was like, no, I'm not going to. And she was like, you scream. I'm like, I will. Like, I'll scream right now. And she's like, go ahead. And I screamed. And then I went, you scream. And she screamed. And it wasn't like she doesn't have like a bell ringing scream.
Yeah.
Like, I can get there still.
Okay.
But she didn't. And then afterwards, she was like mad at me. And I was like, this doesn't make sense. And now as an adult, I'm like, well, then, like, she never screams. So when she screamed, like, her fight or flight probably kicked in. Like, something's wrong. She got, like, irritated.
That's so funny,
But, like, if you're somebody, you need to, like, and let this be a lesson. Go into a field and scream sometimes.
Oh, my God.
Release that cortisol.
Honestly, go into your car and scream because it echoes like crazy.
It's echo.
Well, not echo, but
it vibrates.
Yeah, it's like you're encapsulated in it. Scream sometime.
It's cathartic. Let me swap legs, actually.
Please.
This is how you find out that I have an amputated leg.
If you had a peg leg and you just never
A
told me.
peg?
A peg?
It's not a peg. It's
I
just
want
a
to
stump.
voice record that. I'm gonna save it and just
A peg. Okay. This is from Reddit user Raven Lord.
Oh.
The truck outside my window.
Oh, hate that.
Yeah, and he's like well, I'm assuming it's a he. Lord. They're a teenager in the story.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was younger, about 15 or so, I lived with my cousin's aunt, uncle in a small town. I've always felt like I've had weird experiences. When I lived there was when I had the most. I have always had trouble sleeping at night, as I was scared of the dark and the things I thought were there.
I didn't love that.
I know.
That in itself, a one sentence horror story.
We shared a room on the far right side of the house. It was snowy outside. One night I was lying in my bed awake, like usual, and outside the window I kept hearing a loud truck. At first I ignored it, but it kept getting closer. I looked out but saw nothing. The sound went away. Then I heard it again coming from the back alley. I looked and thought I saw lights, creeping really slow, but I couldn't see the truck. It was a loud old truck. I laid back down and tried to ignore it, but it kept getting louder, and where I thought I was hearing it, there was nothing. Then I got a chill really bad, as if someone was watching me through the window. I rolled over and tried to ignore it. Eventually I fell asleep, and when I woke up the next morning, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I told my cousin, and he thought it was a normal truck that would drive by, but like I said, it wasn't driving by, it was literally just sitting around the house. His grandma would go outside each morning and walk around the house and drink coffee. She comes in and says she saw tracks outside the house, like hoof prints. I know, dude. Maybe a deer, we thought.
And famously, that's the noise they make.
Like old trucks.
And I'm picturing like a semi.
Are you?
Yeah.
I was picturing like an old pickup truck.
And that makes more sense for this story.
A semi?
Just like moseying about.
What the fuck? Maybe a deer, we thought. But I looked at the tracks and they were off. They started out of nowhere. They went towards the gate and through it and stopped. And before the gate, they stopped at my window. As if to look in. When I saw this, I was very freaked out and scared. Duh. Not gonna lie, I thought it was the devil looking in my window. Right. Right. We have had many paranormal experiences here. This is not the worst, but this isn't the worst? This isn't the worst?
It feels like really bad.
Like, truly, if the definition of an omen.
Right. And
like,
you're like, well, it could be worse, I guess. No, I don't think.
A deer walking on its hind legs walked up to your window.
Like in no scenario is that good. There's
or
no
possible
good outcome from that.
Even if you did see a deer on its hind legs, like walk,
No, bitch, that's not a deer.
Right. But even if you, like, imagine a deer on its hind legs, like, walking
I
like that.
don't want to. Stop talking about it.
Sorry for the long post. This is more of the short version, though. Let me know what you think. I'm dumbfounded.
He skipped the part where he, like, shook hands with it and it dragged him to hell. That was the worst part of the story.
Yep.
Oh my God. That's terrifying.
That was so fucking scary. The truck.
Girl, the truck? Like, okay, wait. So is that, like, why would that be a form it takes?
To get close without people. It might have been like a veil or like a glamour. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. A truck.
Now I'm like, what is sacred? Like,
You can't just drive a Chevy anymore.
like this could be something then by those
No.
rules.
Look at him. He's so cute. But this for sure.
No, that little ghost you had in your living room in the last apartment, the one that was like sewn on the ground. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I sure the fuck do not.
Oh, I almost called you Muriel. Yes, the eyes were too fucked up, and you're like, I'm gonna make it bigger eyes or something. The eyes are too weird.
That's a plant pot turned over with a sheet over it.
The eyes were too fucked up, and you had to change it, and then it got better.
Yeah, they were too small.
They were too small. No, they're too big.
Oh,
And then you made them like smaller and further apart, and then it was like, because before it was like,
yeah, it was scary at first.
I was like, that's gonna skitter around at night.
Oh my God. Okay. Shorts reveal.
Is it under the wing with 3 curtains?
It's probably gonna collapse and I'm gonna die. You see my ghost leave my body.
Are these screwed into the ceiling? Are they glued?
They're nailed.
If that's glue, sis,
They're coming down.
I'm yelling timber. Alright. Well,
I just want to see them things. Your laugh over there killed me. Well, rolling. Okay. What? I'm going to let you choose your own adventure style.
okay.
We've got 12/6/20. A ghost is in my backseat from Far Away Sarcasm. We've got Ghost in My Car from Holiday Tomato 9699. And a ghost got in my car at the cemetery. Sad clown with a big dick. I feel like they're out of the running.
Yeah, go with tomato. Tale as old as time.
The name of your memoir. So, I'm not a really big ghost believer, but I thought maybe I'll get some other people's opinions. A few weeks ago, I dropped my girlfriend off at home and was driving back to my house. And as I was driving, I was changing the music playing in the car. And out of the corner of my eye, I see this pale color. And I turn my head to see what was in the back seat. I see a pale-looking person staring straight with their mouth wide open, but their eyes were looking to the left.
I just did it right now.
Do it.
Oh,
Okay, but then you have to look your eyes to the left. Ew. They were pale, almost old-looking, maybe in pain or an evil spirit, couldn't tell. But the eyes were sunk in and has their mouth just open. Can't tell if it was a ghost in pain or one that wanted to hurt me. As I'm driving, I see this and quickly look away as if I'm about to be attacked. And when I look back, I see nothing, just the window and an empty back seat. Now, I know I seem crazy, and you might think this is silly, but as someone who doesn't believe in a ghost or usually tries to come up with an answer, this truly left me in shock, and still does at the thought of it. I guess I'm more or less looking to discuss what I may have saw, or didn't.
I have a mysterious ice cream truck.
Ooh.
I thought outside the box.
I like it. All mine were exactly the same, but
In the
they're
back seat.
spooky. They're spooky.
Last night, around 2 a.m., I was woken up by the sound I hadn't heard since childhood, an ice cream truck. You know the kind. Cheerful, slightly warped, and oddly creepy when heard at night. Not oddly.
Oddly
Extremely.
creepy during the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like very...
Yeah.
Yeah.
At
The softball
called an entertainer.
field. I know, very racist.
Is it?
Yeah, that's why they changed them. They changed this. They don't play that one anymore.
I spit on that song.
Yes. At the softball field, they have one, and it plays a J-Lo song. It's "Get on the Floor" by J-Lo.
They're selling shots. That's not.
A lot have changed to this song for some reason, and every time I was going to play softball,
On the floor.
it's like bum, 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 bum. I'm like, what? Literally a damn club scene outside this ice cream truck.
The ice cream truck that passed by my old house had spinners on it.
Stop, really?
Yeah, the guy was so chill.
Like, what?
It's kind of sad and creepy.
They sound creepy. Ice cream trucks always have. Specifically at night.
At 2 a.m. At first, I thought I was dreaming, but the sound got louder, and when I peeked out my window, there it was. A small, vintage ice cream truck rolling slowly down my suburban street. It looked like it hadn't been updated since the 80s, with faded stickers of ice cream bars plastered on the side.
I got mega chills.
I watched as it stopped in front of my neighbor's house. No lights were on over there. I was pretty sure they were out of town. The truck just sat there, idling, with the music still playing. Then the engine cut off, and the jingle slowed to a stop like a record player running out of power. Here's the weird part. The driver got out, but instead of heading to my neighbor's door, he started walking towards my house. I froze. I live alone. I didn't know what to do, so I just stayed at the window hoping he didn't see me. He got to my driveway, stood there, looking up at my window like he knew I was watching. And I swear, he waved. Then he just turned around, got back in the truck, and drove off. This morning, I checked my driveway, and there was a single ice cream sandwich sitting there, perfectly placed in the center.
I would for sure think he was coming to murder me.
He was. That was like a... I have seen you before.
Or like, I saw you see me.
I saw you see me, or I know you live here. You know, like a... You know what I mean?
What if ice cream sandwich was like always your go-to as well?
Right. Or it's like your order.
Yeah.
Mine would be a SpongeBob with gumball eyes.
Mine would be the snow cone, and it would just be like...
I loved the snow cone and scraping it with my teeth because it was rock hard.
Yeah, and the gumball at the bottom.
Yes, a little screwball.
Mm-hmm. I like, my initial thought's like he was casing your neighbor's house and then saw you and wanted to just be like, this'll freak you out. If you are casing, why do you have the music on?
That's what I'm saying. He's... Okay, so I thought really dark. And I was like...
He's followed him since childhood.
Well,
finally.
Kind of. Well, yeah, I mean, that could be a possibility. But I also think it's like this person is obviously trying to appeal to children. And so, like, maybe there's a hope that
a child runs out. Ew. That's terrifying.
Yeah, but that's way more
really
likely.
dark.
And I think that he was probably casing the neighborhood, like you say.
Yeah, but for children.
And do the neighbors have kids?
Right.
Was he hoping that those kids came out?
Right.
And then was scanning around and saw you up there and thought, I'm going to do this to this girl.
Right.
I also, like, if I hear, I'm sorry, like, and I'm very anti-cop, like, abolish the police, but also I don't have an alternative. And in this scenario, if I hear an ice cream truck at 2 a.m., I'm calling the cops.
For sure. And also, what are you doing standing in the middle of your window? You don't have a curtain to like you got to be sneakier, I feel like. You know what I mean?
I'm getting on all fours and crawling to the window and like just peeking out through the side.
Yeah.
Or finding a better window.
Right. Like, I don't know. And then if then they see you, then you know it's like that's obviously an entity because there's no reason a human would be able to see me right now.
It doesn't give entity.
No, it gives
person.
Scary fucking human.
Yeah. And that person definitely could have people in the back of that truck.
I just like...
Or like one other person.
And like truthfully... It gives scary person committing like murders and crimes because of how brazen it is to like stroll through the neighborhood with that music playing at 2 a.m.
But I think about like the sleepy neighborhood.
Yeah, catch me.
Right. Or you know what I'm doing. Or it's like Purge style. Like
yeah.
It, you know, like I think about the sleepy neighborhood I grew up in, and I don't know that any of them would have called the cops. I don't think my family would have called the cops. They would have been like, what the fuck is that? That's creepy.
Right.
Don't go near the windows. I was picturing like, you know how like in...
Like a super clean cut like milkman looking dude?
Yes, with those paper hats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was picturing that too.
But no features, just like in shadow on the front.
And like, he like came back and put that ice cream sandwich there. Because like you would have seen him do that the first time.
How did you sleep?
How did you sleep?
Everything would all, and then I mean, but you're trapped now. You can't turn the lights on because you can't.
You have to be in the dark.
Can't guarantee that he actually saw you. Like, what if he is bluffing?
Right. That's true. He just picked the correct window. To stay in the dark after seeing that. Panic.
I'd be on the phone with somebody. I'd be like, I need you to come over now.
Right.
Like,
immediately. And bring 5 friends.
And I'm packing a bag in the dark.
Right.
Not even a phone flashlight.
And I definitely grabbed a knife. Well, if you've had any encounters with a murderous ice cream man,
right into ghouulbeanspodcast@gmail.com. DM us, messenger pigeon, smoke signal, reach out, contact us, friends. I want to hear your spooky stories. I want to know if you've ever been trapped in a car.
Have you ever been trapped in a car? Have you been a ghost in a car?
Have you seen a ghost car?
Right in. Good luck to us. Good luck to anyone listening. Thank you for joining.
And spilling the ghoul beans.